before I really jump into a couple thoughts I want to get into, just your initial reaction.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of knew it was going to happen, but it finally happened. And we thought maybe Nico Harrison would go Nico Harrison,
right,
and do something crazy and go up and get Ace Bailey or something, or just trade it away for Giannis or something. But here we are, Cooper Flagg's there. Your initial thought as a Mav fan?
Man, you know what? The crazy part about that for me is it's a double whammy for me. I'm a Duke fan too.
Oh yeah.
So I followed him for a while. So this is somebody I've actually seen, not just hyperbole, not just people's own reactions about this kid. Like this kid, I saw up close and personal, and I know everything that they're saying about him is true. And so once you get to, not just only see him in all his glory with Duke, but actually have some type of kinship with him along that journey, the kid is everything that he's advertised to be. And not just from a playing perspective. I mean, as a number one pick, you should be able to play. But the intangibles that he brings to that team right now through the tumultuous season that they just had, he's going to be a steadying factor. He's going to be a guy that works hard, and the results are going to be the results because he works hard. And so that's why I'm not worried about the hype or, him not meeting the expectations, because the expectations are the expectations, but the guy is a good guy, and he's going to do all the things he needs to do to be the best version of himself.
You won't have to worry about him, Kerry, failing because he didn't try, because he didn't work hard,
right?
Because he just rested on his laurels and say, I'm good.
Right.
I should be here. I was the number one pick. No. We've been talking about this throughout the week, and I keep saying we've had different stories. People say, well, what does he do elite? What is he elite at? And I keep saying his elite, aside from his athleticism, and there are people more athletic, but that is, I would argue, elite. And then I said it is that he plays hard day in, day out, and he works hard. And people say, everybody, no, that is not true. Guys get to league, get money. Guys don't play because, I'm not getting the shot, so I don't play quite as hard. Or, I'm going to save it for certain nights. It's a TNT night, or now it's an ESPN, NBC night. You know what I mean? And he's going to be night in, night out, and on the stuff we don't see.
Yes.
The practice, the lifting weights, all the other stuff. You don't have to worry about drama. So, to me, I'm like, all of that aside or along with elite athleticism, gonna work on that jump shot, get it even better.
Sure.
Gonna play great defense.
No, that's a given.
Yep. And so to me, all of those things are gonna add up perfectly well to a great young player who you can slide in at any given point.
Before you leave, like the other point with that is he's going into a situation that's a winning situation.
Well,
how many times do you get a top draft pick that gets to go to a team that's ready to win? We've seen it a couple of times. Tim Duncan went to the Spurs, but only because there was injuries, right? This Dallas team was injured. Their main guys, Kyrie, AD, were injured. So you get to walk into a situation where you get to learn from Kyrie, AD, Clay. It's a win-win.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. Nico Harrison,
Uh-huh.
who's running the basketball operations over there, had this to say about Cooper Flagg.
Well, I think it's two things. I think it's win now. It's also win in the future. And we don't know when eventually it's going to be Cooper's team. We don't know when that transition will happen. So I think it's win now and then set yourself up to win in the future as well.
Well, you, Mr. Fan of the Mavs fan, he's talking about you can win now, win in the future, win tomorrow, win in 10 years. Just a lot of winning in the future here. Hold up is what I have to say to all of that.
Here we go.
Now,
all right.
On paper, yes, I likes what I see. Okay? You talked about it. Kyrie Irving still playing at a high level. Anthony Davis playing at a really high level as well. You got Lively. You got Gafford. You got other Clay. You got a bunch of other pieces. PJ Washington. By the way, PJ Washington, I mentioned it the other day. Every 4 years we get a guy, whoever becomes, man, if we could just get a it was Rudy Gay for years. Man, we were Rudy Gay away. It was Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
To me, PJ Washington has become that new guy. You're like, man, if we could just get like a PJ Washington for those teams that are right there, we need another guy who get that, like the Knicks, for instance.
Yep.
Man, if we just have like a PJ Washington, he's going to be that new thing, new guy to me. But with that being said, man, Kerry, listen. I like what I see on paper. But this was my issue with the initial trade of Luka. It wasn't just that you traded Luka, although that was hard to get past.
Man, that's crazy.
It was that you traded him, and your whole point was, I don't know, it could be a catastrophic injury coming. He didn't take care of his body, blah, blah. So you got a guy who's 6 years older in AD, who is proven to be injured a lot in his career,
Mm-hmm.
and then you paired him with an oft-injured Kyrie.
Yeah.
So that was what you didn't pair him with. Mikal Bridges, Iron Man, who hasn't missed a game in his NBA career. You paired him with injured Kyrie.
Yeah.
And then what happened? Game 1 with AD.
Oh, and it was so exciting too. But
He was
but
balling.
injured. Yes.
But he gets injured. So this is where I'm apprehensive, is that you got to wait all the way to what? You can say optimistically March with Kyrie coming back, April.
Well, I think he'll be back before that. But
okay, but let's say February. I'll even grant you that.
Sure,
Fine.
sure.
February. He goes to a voodoo doctor. They put something on his knee. He's back. February.
Yep.
But he has to work back into shape. Okay, roll.
Mm-hmm.
All that time, you're banking on Anthony Davis not being injured so that your team is in a good position, in the standings.
Yep.
I don't know if that's going to be the case. So now I got an old Klay Thompson who's oft injured now,
Yep.
Kyrie, AD, with a rookie, and I'm like, on paper, I get it, but that's asking for a lot for all those guys to hold up at the same time. Okay, he's back. Wait, hold on. Now you get back. All right, now we got to be best, all ready to roll come April and May.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know if they're going to be built for that. I like it on paper, but I'm skeptical of the injury report come the late spring.
Yeah, but that's every team.
No, not like that.
No. Let's submit. What you're saying though is if something happens, and yes, we've seen it happen, so it's not like it can't happen. But that's every team. You have to have luck. You have to have health throughout the season. And so if you don't have those things, nobody's a contender, right? So all we have right now is that hypothetical of what we see on paper, right? Like, man. Like all these things add up and they stack up, right? Boston, coming into this year, we thought they were the prohibited favorite, right? Like they were. Injuries derailed them. It wasn't a team that beat them. It was injuries, right? So that's always the case. When you look at this team, and you talk about Nico saying, this is a win now, this is a win in the future as well, this window with this group is going to be short. So Cooper, if he gets all that he needs to get done in these first two I would say 2 years with this unit that they have, and it doesn't work out the way hypothetically it could or couldn't, they still have a core with Cooper, Flagg, D-Live, Gafford, P.J. Washington, who will attract other people. And don't forget, they're also right now going after another point guard that can be a stopgap until Kyrie gets back. That's a starter. That should be a starter in his league, that type of person. So this team is still good. Now, I win a championship, that's far-fetched. We don't know what that looks like until we see all of them together. But right now, I'm loving it, man.
I'm not mad at it. I like it on paper.
Yeah.
It is, again, hypothetical. We'll have to wait and see. But I don't know about the win now. I'm not as high on the win now. There's some other teams that I could feel like I feel like Houston.
How many you see?
By the way, Rob G, was that Eddie House who had the Mavericks going to the Western Conference Final yesterday?
Yes.
There you go.
I said, excuse me, Eddie?
Yeah.
And Rashad Phillips, by the way.
Or was that Rashad Phillips?
See?
Or both of them?
Both did.
Dang.
Well, no, Eddie full disclosure said they could make a run. Rashad said definitively.
Yeah, that's who it was. You're right, because I said Houston, and he about laughed me off.
No, Houston can make it run. He laughed you off on that one?
Because he said, you don't think Kevin Durant is the piece. And I'm like, well, it's not he has to be their savior. Dude, they got Amin Thompson going to be leaps and bounds better. Sengun down low. Fred VanVleet.
Let's see if you miss this guy, we're gonna have a problem. Okay, keep going. Keep naming.
He's in Jabari Smith Jr.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
Him paired with Kevin Durant and
That's
learning the tricks of the trade. I'm excited to see him.
Well, yeah, I was too until Yoda. Rashad Phillips was laughing it off. I'm like, I thought Kevin Durant fit perfectly over there in Houston.
Does.
Yeah, so but again, Cooper Flagg there now is in the role pick. And also I like too that he's not just a man, all I can do is shoot. Because he can fit right in and they can say, all right, AD is going to be down low. He's going to do his things. And that actually is kind of scary. If Anthony Davis is engaged, healthy, and active defensively, which he usually is.
Yes.
And then you pair him with Cooper, who gets to roam and kind of roll and be a secondary defender. A guy gets by somebody. He's coming for the block. Passing lanes with that athleticism speed. Man, I like that. I will admit, that is kind of scary. You mentioned with Lively, and that's – don't go down there trying to score.
I'm telling you, that front line.
I'll give you that. Front line defensively is kind of scary. But I like that he night in and night out. And you know who it reminded me of? And the only reason I didn't bring him up because he wasn't a number one pick when you brought up Tim Duncan. Yeah. It reminds me of Kawhi. I think they got him at 11. Give or take.
Yep.
And he gets to just come in, be under Tony Parker, Ginobili,
That's
Duncan,
right.
all these guys.
Yep.
Be one of the guys, and then you like, oh, this guy's really, really good defensively. Oh, okay, he's athletic, getting out on the break. Okay, oh, mid-range kind of coming around a little bit.
Yeah.
And you look up and you're like, man, he's a Finals MVP of that 2014 team. Shout out to that.
What was that?
Shout out to Steve Ballmer. I don't know. He did that. Steve Ballmer did that. So I like that he can just kind of fit in and float. What do you need from tonight? Oh, you just need 8 points, 12 rebounds, 3 blocks? Got you. Okay, tonight you needed me to go and get a lot of points in fast break. You know who also likened it to, offensively speaking, Pascal Siakam, and that you don't have to necessarily call plays.
Yes.
Just I can get it in transition. I can get it just, put some putbacks. I can get it a little mid-range here or there. Early on, Pascal, where we did
Makes sense.
Man, he's kind of good. I don't know what he does great, but he's just good.
100%.
And I see that.
I love
where
that.
are you at on what he can actually bring immediately?
And I was gonna ask you that too, but for me, it's he's gonna score 14 just off effort.
Mm-hmm.
So I would see him early on. I mean, this year probably in that 16 to 18 range, and
I might even go lower to your 13, 14, but because I don't need, I don't necessarily need it.
Yeah, I just say that because he's going to play hard, right? Like again, I don't think they will run a lot of plays, but the thing I do see with them, I know they want to push the pace a little bit more than they have in the past. Obviously, with Luka gone, they want to push it. I can see him playing that point forward position, right? And the ball can be in his hands a lot more. He can make a lot of plays too, and with all the lob threats that he has in Dallas now, you're going to have to make decisions. And he's a really good lob thrower because we saw that with him.
Half his team, the starting
Exactly. I was just about to say.
first round. They're just throwing it up to everybody.
Right. Tamala watching those guys. But, man, listen, I think he's going to average around in that 16 to 18 range, and I think he's going to be obviously Rookie of the Year. But, I mean, there's going to be competition there because other guys are in worse situations, right?
This draft wasn't – this was one of the more kind of deeper ones where there's some guys. And, I mean, Ace Bailey might go up there and finally bring some jazz to the Jazz because ain't no jazz up there right now.
No, it ain't nothing.
Weston Marcellus rolling around. I know he live, but Dizzy Gillespie rolling around his grave right now. Miles Davis rolling around his grave. Y'all the Jazz, Utah.
I mean, he was too. You saw Ace Bailey's face when he got drafted to the Jazz.
Man, he got to work on it. He got to work on his hiding face. Hey, I'm gonna do something about that. I'll tell you.
We'll tell you.
I got to host the Emmys around here, and I'm gonna do a little something about it. If you don't get. And you're nominated, the other person.
Good job.
Yeah, okay.
Good job.
You got to work on
Cooper,
that face.
Good job, Cooper. For
Ace Bailey face said, "What? Utah? You got to hide? If I'm his agent, I'm kicking my bench hide." Well, actually, his agent is the reason why he had that face.
Exactly.
We'll talk about that as well.